Hello, I'm your host, Dr. Nick Fanning, and I'm with another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Today, we're going to talk about that critical moment. So sit back, relax, let's get started.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
That critical moment. So we're talking about that moment that you can look back in on time and know that your life has significantly changed. Now, folks, I have most recently had one of those things where just this weekend, my kids, my two oldest kids, Hayden and Deegan, participated in an adventure race. Not just one of those races where it's like a kids where they're just kind of running around and it's not a big deal. No, these kids actually ran, they jumped, they climbed up cattle gates, they went through mud, they crawled under guide wire, they jumped over things, they took something that they knew was hard. They wanted to quit halfway through because they were tired, and yet they persevered and they pushed through. I could not be more proud as a parent. And it was one of those things that, before the summer had even started, it was not something I would have even conceived for my own children. In fact, if you think about it, even in June, just 90 days before the recording of this podcast, I had never run over I had never run over 3 miles in my entire life. In July of 2018 was the first time I ever ran 4 miles. And over the course of the following weeks to follow, I was able to complete a Spartan Beast, which is 13.1 miles. It had 31 obstacles, and I did 180 burpees because I missed 6 of those obstacles. Folks, for me and my family, this was a critical moment. I've got the bug, meaning that I am back into loving working out, into feeling great, into making some big quality changes. My kids could see that. My kids noticed that, and they wanted some of it. And they were super excited about doing this. They were like, yo, I want to do this just like dad. Heck, they wanted to wear the headband I got from the Spartan Beast. They wanted to have a medal like me. And we'd been watching videos about doing like the kids version of the Spartan races. And they were excited. And when we heard about this event in a nearby town, they jumped all over it. This is one of those things that I'm not trying to brag upon it, but I want to let you guys know that when I look out at the dawn of my age, as I was growing old, I had never had contemplated being the fact that I could be in my early 50s doing another one of these races with my kids as they're in their 20s. And now I can. Now I can literally picture myself with one of my kids when they're in college, going out to Seattle, going to a Spartan Beast and completing it with them side by side and having a great time doing it. This is one of those moments where I can look at and be like, thank God, thank the universe that I was able to turn this around and start going. And yes, I have momentum. And I can tell you this, it was not easy. It was not easy training for this, especially when you have a baby. It was not easy when your wife is pregnant and not comfortable and stress is high and you still have business to run and you still have kids to take care of. And instead of going to bed, going out for a run. Instead of sleeping in with your wife and her wanting to cuddle, you going and heading to the gym and working out. It was not easy, but I can tell you this, it was worth it. And it is worth it. And especially now to see the legacy of creation, this is a big deal because right now, folks, you have this choice. The habits, the traditions you are making will transpire to your children's and therefore to their kids. Okay, there is a pattern that you accepted from your parents and your grandparents. And now you get to decide what you're keeping and what you're creating anew. I can tell you this, my parents do not run races. My parents love reading and watching movies. They don't even like going out. So the fact is, this is a big change in how I grew up. In fact, we don't even visit family that much. And that was a big thing that I've had to instill into my kids because luckily I married a woman who is very family based. And so we're visiting family all the time. But I had to look at it. What kind of legacy are we creating? Because I can tell you this, unless you are purposely creating your legacy, that means you're leaving it up to chance. You're leaving it up to just pure dumb luck. And what are the chances that it's going to be something spectacular? I can tell you this, not fucking likely. I'm telling you this is at what is at stake. What's at stake is your kid's future and your grandkids' future. I can be all inspirational and uplifting, but when it comes down to the facts of the matter, right now, you get to make that decision of are you going to improve your life and the lives of your family and your kids, or are you going to continue to coast and embrace mediocrity? Are you handing them off the fact of like, oh yeah, and back in my day, Dad was able to watch an entire season of Netflix in a week. Wow, that's life-changing. I bet you're going to love passing that on to your grandkids. Or, hey, Dad was able to get drunk every single weekend and play golf. Wow, that's what you're handing off to your kids. I'm sorry. I don't mean to piss you off. You know what? I take that back. I'm meant to piss you off. I'm tired of looking at parents that are sedated, looking at pornography at night, who are disconnected from their families, who are not stepping up and being the dads, being the moms, being the spouse that you all deserve. That's what I do. I want to make sure that you are working at your very best. As a chiropractor, I'm helping people feel better, and therefore, because when they feel better, they're better spouses, they're better parents, they're better cokers, the best they can possibly be. As I podcast to you, I'm trying to shake you awake so you can do the same damn thing. You need to start showing up. You need to consciously decide what that looks like and do it right damn now, because your kids are too damn important, and I'm tired of holding my tongue. So, if you have not jumped onto the 100-day challenge, do so. You have 100 days to change your life. There's 100 days left in this year. Get on it. You'll thank me later.
Thanks for listening to another episode of The Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.